If you're running e-commerce campaigns and slicing your list into 20 plus segments, stop. You are not improving your marketing. You are just killing it. We have run over 100 million campaigns for 100 plus brands, and here's the truth. Segmentation only works when it's simple. Most brands overcomplicate it, overthink it, and get zero results. In this video, I will show you the exact segmentation playbook we use that actually scales campaigns without the chaos. Recently, we started working with a brand whose dashboard looks something like this. They had built over 20 segments and they were sending every campaign to all 20. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you create 20 segments? Why would you send the same campaign to all these 20 segments? How do you even know what's working? What's the point? After using the same strategy I'm about to show you, here's what their dashboard looks like. Hi, my name is Rahi, and I have worked over 100 plus brands and generated more than 100 million in campaign revenue. For the last 5 years, I've sent over 50 campaigns a week for these brands. That's thousands of campaigns. So yeah, I'm the guy who clutters your inbox. After working with 100 plus brands, I realized that segmentation is a story that sells but rarely delivers. Brands love to obsess about segmentation. 5, 10, 15, sometimes even more. It feels smart but rarely works. Mainly due to 3 reasons. First, messaging. Even with all those segments, most brands send the same message, same campaign, same offer, same subject line. You don't need 10 segments if you're sending one campaign. That defeats the whole purpose of segmentation. If you don't know what to say differently, don't segment. Second, bandwidth. Segmentation sounds scalable until you try to run it. Each segment needs new creative, new logic, new reports. So new extra slice adds hours of work and zero extra dollar. The more you segment, the slower your team gets. Third, assumption. Most segmentation is a guesswork dressed as data. Bought recently, so he must want a cross-sell. Bought long time ago, so he must want a new launch. Bought range A, must want a range B. Segmentation is a grouping of people by behavior. Still, behavior doesn't always reveal desire. So you need proper data to see which segments are working or not working. So before you build your next segments, ask, what will I actually say to them? Can my team support it? And the data will be accurate enough to matter. If the answer to any of those questions is no, don't segment. Cool. Now let's see our smart segmentation framework. To understand this, let's break it down. Unless you have a million subscribers, you just need 6 core segments. 1 non-buyers, one-time buyers, repeat buyers, lapsed buyers, unengaged, and missing. Non-buyers. Someone who registered during checkout, sign up, or pop-up, but never placed an order. In most of the account, this makes up to roughly 50% of your total subscribers. One-time buyers is someone who has placed a single order in their lifetime. Depending on the niche and the category, that's usually like 20 to 30% of your total subscribers. Repeat buyers is again someone who has placed 2 or more orders in their lifetime. Again, depending on the category, it can be 5 to 20% of your total subscribers. Lapsed buyers is someone who has placed 2 or more orders in their lifetime, but hasn't placed a single order in last 180 days. These are the customers who used to buy, but haven't bought anything recently. Depending on the brand age, it can vary from like 10% of new brands to 40% for older brands. Unengaged is someone who has not opened a single email in last 180 days and registered more than 180 days ago. So they might have got multiple emails. This measures the channel level engagement. So you don't want to keep emailing people who never open. Lastly, missing. Anyone who has unsubscribed, marked as spam, or changed their address, like bounces. These should be excluded entirely. Once you have these segments, now let's talk strategy. At the high level, we want to go aggressive with non-buyers. Get them to make their first purchase or either remove them from your list. They are a negative cost since you are paying for them and they have not bought anything. Send them your best sellers or best deal to convert. For buyers and repeat buyers, nurture or educate them. Get them to use the product more, explore new ranges, and build habit. For lapsed buyers, we want to reactivate them, remind what they are missing, but now we want to target them aggressively as they might have gone to our competition. For these last two, unengaged and missing, just remove them from the list. Don't think twice, remove them. They will ruin your deliverability, your cost, and your reporting. In short, go aggressive for non-buyers and lapsed. Nurture your recent and repeat buyers and stop sending to missing and unengaged. Simple and easy. I told you people love to complicate segmentation. It's not. Next step is let's simplify the execution even further. Now let's solve the second issue, messaging. Most people overthink segmentation because they start at the list level. But the great messaging starts at the calendar level. As Charlie Munger said, invert, always invert. So instead of asking who should we send to, ask how much can we actually send? Or better, let's start at the top. Say we want 100k in revenue from email this month. If each campaign makes around like 5k, we need roughly like 20 campaigns a month. Simple maths. Now, of course, as you send more campaigns, your revenue per campaign might drop, but your total volume will go up. In this above example, if we are sending one per week, it will get you to 20K at 5K each. If you are sending like 2 campaigns per week, you will get to 35K at 4K each. And if you are sending like 4 campaigns per week, it will get you to 50K at 3K each. So now we have 2 key numbers like total number of campaigns per month and average revenue per campaign. In the end, your segmentation and messaging should align. The easiest way to structure is by message type. In this, we segregate the audience based on the message type. So your non-buyer and lapsed audience will get the bestseller campaign, sale campaign, low ticket campaigns, flash sale, deals, social proof based campaigns. And your one-time and repeat buyers will get new arrivals, bundles, subscriptions, early sale launch and collection launch. And of course, you can send the new arrival to non-buyer or lapsed buyers as well, as we want to go aggressive on them. So we don't want to exclude them. This way you don't overcomplicate. You are simply mapping who gets what kind of message. If you want a slightly more advanced setup, structure by send frequency. Create 4 super segments once a week, which includes your non-buyers, one-time buyers, repeat, and lapsed. Twice a week, which includes your non-buyers, one-time buyers, lapsed buyers. 3 times a week, which will only have like non-buyers and lapsed buyers. And lastly, 4 times a week, which will have your non-buyers. Here's how it works. If you are sending only 1 campaign a week, send to everyone. Simple. You don't need to segment your audience. If you are sending 2 campaigns a week, the first campaign should go to everyone, and you can add 1 more campaign which will go to your twice a week segment. Now if you are sending like 3 campaigns a week, you can send like 1 campaign to everyone, 1 campaign to like your second twice a week, and 1 campaign to 3 times a week. So if you are sending like 4 campaigns a week, include 4 times a week also. So the first campaign will go to everyone, the second campaign will go to your like twice a week audience, your third campaign will go to like 3 times a week audience, and your last campaign will go only to non-buyers. So that way you are segmenting like matching the frequency with your segments, and you don't need to think about it because the super segment will take care of it. This way, during the planning, you only need to check how much volume you are running, and the segmentation logic will adjust automatically. You don't need to worry about which segment will get what. Again, these are 2 implementation methods of the same framework. You can make the minor tweaks till you are sticking to the core essence of the framework. Lastly, there is one another simple method. Use the same campaign but tweak small elements for each segment. Use the same campaign you have, but customize messaging in your header strip, your hero copy, add any different offer or like their loyalty points, or you can add some banners in the footer. These minor personalizations are easy to add, and you don't need to create new campaigns. With 10% more effort, you can run a variation for each segment. So let's simplify. You only need 6 segments, which rolls up into 2 super segments. Then you either personalize the existing campaigns with small tweaks, or you create unique messages for each key segment. It all depends on your bandwidth, resources, and performance per segment. To summarize, segmentation is only effective when it's simple. Till AI can write perfectly personalized messages for every customer, keep it simple. Please subscribe to this channel to get more insights for your retention strategy. And if you need more help, you can check out our repeat purchase maximizer framework over here. Thank you.